Imagine waking up every single day without a shred of doubt about what you need to do, moving through your tasks with the precision of a machine, feeling unstoppable because your mind and body are perfectly aligned in habit and action. Most people think they are disciplined, but the truth is that 99% of us are broken when it comes to real consistency. We set goals, make plans, and promise ourselves change. Yet, by the third day, the enthusiasm fades, distractions creep in, and procrastination takes control. What if I told you that there is a discipline so powerful that it can break this cycle, a method practiced for over 8 centuries by Zen monks in Japan, a system that transforms mere mortals into beings of unwavering focus and unshakable consistency? This is not some modern productivity hack or a motivational gimmick you see on social media. This is a time-tested system designed to make action as instinctual as breathing, to remove hesitation and doubt from your daily life, and to ingrain habits so deeply that failure becomes nearly impossible. The method begins with a total commitment to ritual, to a schedule so rigid and purposeful that the mind stops wandering and starts performing, Every movement, every action is intentional from the moment the day begins to the moment it ends. For a monk, the day starts with waking up before dawn, a quiet moment of meditation to prepare the mind, followed by a series of precise tasks performed with full attention. The beauty of this discipline is that it does not rely on motivation because motivation is fleeting. Instead, it relies on repetition, on ritualized action that shapes the mind and rewires the nervous system. Imagine doing the same task, not out of excitement or desire, but because it is simply what you do, because your mind has been trained to act without questioning. The Zen monks call this principle Kaizen in action. Though in modern terms it simply means the relentless pursuit of small improvements carried out consistently. Every day is a test of endurance, of patience, and of focus. And over years, this creates a person who can withstand temptations, distractions, and the chaos of modern life without faltering. Unlike ordinary discipline, which depends on willpower that runs out after a few hours, this system builds what can only be described as mental muscle memory, where action becomes automatic and resistance nearly vanishes. It teaches that success is not about grand gestures or massive changes, but about the accumulation of small, deliberate acts, repeated until they become a natural extension of yourself. The real shock is that this method is accessible to anyone willing to commit. You do not need to become a monk, move to a monastery, or live a life of isolation. The principles can be adapted to modern routines, work schedules, or personal goals. The key is consistency, the willingness to follow the ritual even when it feels pointless, even when distractions tempt you to quit. This is where 99% of people fail. They stop when they don't feel like it, they wait for inspiration, and they allow excuses to override action. The monks knew this centuries ago and built a system that bypassed the fragile human psyche. You don't rely on feelings, you rely on habit, and habit creates freedom. By following this method, you free yourself from indecision, procrastination, and the endless cycle of starting and stopping. You begin to move through life with purpose, confidence, and clarity, because every day reinforces your identity as someone who acts, who finishes, who persists. Imagine a life where action is automatic, where your goals are no longer wishful thinking, but inevitable outcomes of a disciplined, structured approach to every day. That is the power of the Japanese discipline that has been tested for centuries and continues to transform lives even today. Most people never discover it because they are too busy seeking shortcuts, too impatient to understand that real mastery takes time, ritual, and unyielding consistency. But for those who do, the results are extraordinary. You are no longer at the mercy of distraction. You no longer wait for the right mood, the perfect moment, or the fleeting spark of motivation. You act, and in acting, you create unstoppable momentum. This is the secret that 99% of people will never experience, and yet it has been available for over 800 years. It is the discipline that turns hesitation into certainty, chaos into order, and ordinary life into extraordinary achievement. Once you begin to understand the depth of this Japanese discipline, you realize that it is not about sheer force of will or punishing yourself into compliance. It is about creating a structure so powerful that resistance disappears, a framework where the mind is no longer tempted by indecision or distraction because every choice has already been predetermined by habit. In the life of a Zen monk, This manifests as an almost hypnotic rhythm of daily activity where meditation, work, study, and rest are all performed with absolute attention and dedication. Each task is approached with the same seriousness, whether it is sweeping the temple grounds, preparing tea, or walking through a forest path. The lesson here is clear. Greatness is not always about monumental actions. It is about mastery over the small, repetitive things that define your day. When you consistently honor these small actions, they compound into profound results that feel almost effortless to an outside observer. But in reality, they are the product of relentless repetition and discipline. Modern life bombards us with distractions and endless options, and most people succumb to them because their minds are untrained and reactive. They allow notifications, social media, and trivial tasks to dictate their energy and focus. But the monk's method teaches us to reclaim control over attention, to make conscious choices about where we invest our time and energy, and to structure every moment in a way that reinforces our goals and values. This discipline requires patience, because results are never instant. You cannot wake up one day and expect to become a master of focus or habit. You must begin small, committing to tiny rituals that may seem insignificant at first, but are the building blocks of extraordinary capability. Whether it is dedicating 10 minutes each morning to reflection, committing to 1 hour of uninterrupted work, or practicing a specific skill consistently, these micro actions compound into the unshakable character that the monks cultivated over lifetimes. It is also a discipline of awareness, where every thought, every impulse, and every decision is observed and guided toward purposeful action. In this way, procrastination and doubt are not fought with anger or shame, but are neutralized naturally because the mind is trained to act without hesitation. The process teaches us to embrace discomfort, to move forward even when motivation is absent, because discipline is not about feeling good in the moment, it is about creating a life where results are inevitable. Imagine your mornings no longer wasted in indecision, your tasks no longer abandoned midway, and your ambitions no longer sabotaged by your own inconsistent behavior. The Japanese discipline turns your willpower into a well-oiled machine, where effort feels almost effortless because it has become second nature. This is the reason why the system has endured for more than 8 centuries. The monks did not rely on inspirational speeches or temporary bursts of energy. They relied on ritual, on repetition, and on the patient cultivation of habits that became stronger than their fleeting emotions or desires. And this is the same principle that anyone can adopt in the modern world. You do not need a monastery or years of secluded practice. You can begin by designing your own daily rituals, by committing to small actions repeated without fail, and by refusing to negotiate with excuses. The transformation comes not from working harder, but from working with consistency, from allowing the discipline itself to guide your choices and shape your identity. With time, the cumulative effect of these daily rituals rewires your brain, creating a feedback loop where action generates confidence, confidence generates momentum, and momentum generates extraordinary results. You begin to see that the obstacles that once seemed insurmountable are now manageable because your mind has been trained to persist, to act, and to overcome. The beauty of this method is that it turns ordinary individuals into remarkable achievers, not through genius or luck, but through the sheer power of consistent action aligned with purpose. You stop waiting for the perfect moment, for the fleeting spark of inspiration, or for external circumstances to be favorable. You become unstoppable because the habit of acting with discipline has become inseparable from who you are. Most people never reach this level because they underestimate the power of repetition. They undervalue small actions, and they overestimate the importance of motivation. But the Japanese discipline shows that success is predictable when it is built on the foundation of ritual, consistency, and unwavering attention to the process. It is a system designed to last a lifetime, to create a mind that is resilient, a body that is capable, and a life that is focused on achievement rather than chaos. Every day becomes a step forward. Every task becomes meaningful, and every action contributes to the person you are becoming. This is the secret behind the unbreakable consistency that has inspired countless individuals to push past limits, overcome procrastination, and achieve what most people consider impossible. By adopting even a fraction of this discipline, you can transform your life, build habits that define your identity, and create results that are unstoppable because they are inevitable. The final truth about this Japanese discipline is that it is as much a mindset as it is a practice, a philosophy that shapes every aspect of your life once you commit to it fully. It teaches that the quality of your actions, the precision of your focus, and the consistency of your habits are far more important than occasional bursts of effort or fleeting moments of motivation. Every day becomes an opportunity to reinforce the version of yourself that acts with intention, that moves with purpose, and that refuses to be swayed by doubt or distraction. The monks understood that life is made up of small, repeated actions and that mastery is the accumulation of those actions over time. They lived their lives with the awareness that even the simplest tasks, if performed with full attention and discipline, have the power to transform character and outcome. And this principle is not limited to meditation, martial arts, or temple life. It applies to every goal you have, every dream you want to pursue, and every challenge you face. Whether it is building a successful career, maintaining health and fitness, or developing a skill, the foundation is always the same: consistent, deliberate, and focused action repeated daily until it becomes automatic. The shocking realization is that most people fail because they ignore the power of repetition and structure. They look for shortcuts, rely on motivation, and believe that occasional effort is enough. But the Japanese discipline proves that lasting change does not come from rare heroic acts. It comes from the accumulation of small, disciplined choices that compound relentlessly. Once you embrace this approach, procrastination ceases to exist because action is no longer optional. It becomes inevitable. Your environment, your schedule, and your mind are all aligned toward the same goal, creating unstoppable momentum. The beauty of this system is that it removes the internal struggle that most people face when trying to improve their lives. You no longer negotiate with yourself about whether to act. You simply follow the ritual, the habit, and the process, and the results follow naturally. Over time, this discipline rewires your brain, making focus effortless and determination automatic. You develop the ability to tackle even the most difficult challenges with calm, clarity, and confidence because your mind has been trained to persist without relying on fleeting emotion. The transformation is not just external but internal. You stop seeing yourself as someone who struggles with inconsistency, procrastination, or self-doubt, and you begin to identify as someone who acts, achieves, and follows through no matter what. This identity shift is crucial because once you become the type of person who consistently acts, success becomes inevitable. The system also teaches patience and resilience. You learn to appreciate the process, to trust in small, steady progress, and to understand that meaningful change takes time. There is no instant gratification here, only the slow but relentless march of improvement that builds character and skill simultaneously. By committing to this discipline, you create a life where goals are no longer distant hopes but predictable outcomes. Every day reinforces the habits, mindset, and actions necessary for success, creating a feedback loop that is nearly impossible to break. And the most important lesson is that this is available to anyone willing to adopt it. You do not need to live in a monastery or renounce the world. You only need to structure your days, commit to consistent action, and embrace the mindset that your habits define your identity and results. Once you do, your life begins to change in ways that feel almost effortless because the momentum you create becomes unstoppable. Imagine waking up each morning knowing exactly what you must do, moving through your day without hesitation, and seeing the tangible results of your efforts accumulate day by day. This is the power of the Japanese discipline that has endured for over 800 years, a method that turns ordinary individuals into unshakable forces of focus and action. If you are ready to break free from procrastination, doubt, and inconsistency, and if you want to experience this level of unstoppable momentum in your own life, then the first step is simple. Commit to action, no excuses, no delays, and trust in the process. And if you want to continue learning these life-changing strategies, make sure to subscribe to our channel, hit the like button, and turn on the bell notification so you never miss our next motivational video, arriving right on time to help you stay disciplined, focused, and unstoppable. By taking this step today, You join the small percentage of people who refuse to settle for mediocrity, who embrace consistency, and who are ready to achieve extraordinary results by applying principles that have been tested for centuries. Your transformation begins now, and the discipline that 99% of people fail to master can finally become the foundation of your success.